For a session presented by Almosafer, please welcome the Chief Executive Officer at Almosafer, Muzzammil Ahussain, in discussion with Skift founder and CEO, Rafat Ali.
Okay, how are all of you? Good, good. Energy? Should we bring a little bit more energy up? Is that what we want to do? You look very sharp, by the way. The sharpest dressed guy in the whole conference. Well, thank you, Muzzammil, for being here.
Thank you.
How many of you know Almosafer as a company? I think so. All of you know. So this is not a U.S. crowd. This is your local homegrown crowd. So. The reason I wanted Muzzammil, I wanted to interview you when I knew that you were. A couple of reasons. I'll quickly say this. One, for a South Asian origin person to be the CEO of a very large travel company in Saudi is a big deal. So I admire you for that part.
Thank you.
The second part is, in general, in this part of the world, all the discussion has been around government investments. In our part of the world that you and I originally come from, U.S., government is absent, so it's all private companies. In this part of the world, homegrown private companies are still early in success stories. And so Sira, which is the parent company, is a homegrown success company, obviously now very large. And so I also wanted to interview for that because private companies, this region needs more private company successes. I think the evolution of markets, private companies have to come up and then become larger companies. So obviously you are that. So those are a couple of reasons why I wanted to interview myself personally. So it's been a year since you. So give a history of what happened over the last year.
Sure. So just as Rafat, thank you very, very much. Sira Group is the largest travel and tourism company and conglomerate in the kingdom, publicly listed. It's over 40 years old. But it was a legacy travel business, and over the last 10 years, we've done multiple transformations. And last year, we culminated that in bringing all of the travel businesses within the region under the umbrella of Almosafer. Almosafer now has 4 key businesses. We have the consumer business, our flagship, which is the largest B2C travel brand in the kingdom and in Kuwait and the rest of GCC. We have Almosafer Business, which is a corporate and government travel, has transformed the legacy paper-based travel in the region to a digital-first travel mindset and corporate travel. And we have 2 newer businesses which are focused on the inbound into the region and into the kingdom, Discover Saudi and Mawassim, for leisure and religious tourism. All of these are underpinned by a technology stack, commercial team, data and intelligence platform that supports the entire business to scale. So all of that happened in the last year. We built each of these independently and brought them all together under one umbrella last year.
So, and then PIF is taking a 25% stake. This is, I'm not breaking news, this is public.
Yeah, we've signed a term sheet with PIF for a 30% stake. That's still underway. We have not.
So is this in Sira or?
No, in Almosafer.
So how's your life changing?
It hasn't changed yet. We're still finalizing that transaction. But our strategy continues to be aligned with the Vision 2030 in terms of domestic, international, and religious tourism. So each of our businesses have a pillar to drive different elements of the tourism ecosystem.
And is it fair to say your focus is sort of the MENA region, will continue to be the MENA region?
It depends. So let's say from each business, so on the consumer side, we're focused on the MENA region in terms of primarily Saudi and Kuwait, but also we've launched GCC. We're also in UAE, Qatar, Oman. That's from a source market, but destinations is global. Right. Our top destinations are London, Paris, Istanbul, of course, Mecca, Cairo. So that's a global part of our business. The B2B business for corporate and government travel is a local business for serving local clients. Discover Saudi and Mawassim on the inbound side. So we have our top customers coming from Indonesia, Pakistan, Egypt for religious tourism. We have a lot of clients from Europe and the US coming. So we have multiple, I wouldn't say we're a global company in that sense.
Right.
We also have signed a joint venture with Klook, which just launched, actually first launched last month.
Yeah.
And that's going very well. So now a small and medium enterprise tour operator in Saudi Arabia can list their product globally by using our joint venture platform. It'll be on Klook, it'll be on Almosafer. In the future, it'll be on other players as well.
So for people who don't know, Klook is the largest tours and activities company in Southeast Asia. I would say Asia.
Yeah, in the
Asia.
world and globally, they're like Musement and them are the two biggest.
Right, two the biggest. And so you've done a joint venture with them to bring the tours and activities in Saudi, which weren't online before,
Correct.
online, and you'll sell through your platform as well as you'll be one of the distributors of that. Oh, on Klook
On
as well.
Klook as well, yes.
Correct. Okay, that
So
makes sense.
it gives Saudi customers an access to an international market. As people start coming into Saudi, we're already seeing this with Umrah, but even leisure, they'll need things to do. They won't be able to plan everything in advance. They'll want to book a tour, book an event, book an activity, and all that will be available on the platform, on our platform or on Klook, or other platforms in the future.
And so I was reading one of your trend reports that you put out on the behavior of the Saudi traveler. And one of the points, I think it came out earlier this year, and one of the points was how the domestic Saudi market came into its own. This is true for many countries, India as another example. So give a sense of how, like, people here, everybody wants, Saudi has the largest, at least, population in this region. If they want to attract, so what are some of the top insights you think in how Saudi traveler domestic and maybe outbound is changing?
Yeah, sure. I think, obviously, as you said, COVID was a wake-up call. And for Saudi, that wake-up call turned into let's focus on domestic tourism. Use that as an opportunity to prepare the ground for the future international tourism. And what happened with that is actually stuck. So Saudis are still traveling domestically. Our domestic numbers and the country's domestic numbers are higher than pre-COVID, even though international borders have gone up. And what we're seeing is it's all about, I think it was mentioned also in the morning by Oliver, it's all about experiences. They want experiences. Before, the domestic travel in Saudi was, let me go visit a family, let me go for a specific occasion, a wedding, or an event, or even a funeral. Now it's actually, they still continue to have those relations with their home and families, but actually, let me go and experience the new things that are happening in Jeddah. Let me continue to go to the holy cities of Mecca, Medina, but also let me go to Riyadh season. So they want experiences. And that's similar to when they travel outbound, to whether it's to London or to Dubai or Cairo or any other place in the region or the world. It's let's get experiences. It's not Western in a sense of let me plan 9 months in advance like they do in the US or Europe. They're planning next weekend's trip Friday night. So it's very, very last minute. But that's why the segment, the targeting needs to be very planned in terms of how to get those customers. So it's all about awareness, and then conversion at the end.
Do you, everybody talks about the religious tourists in this part of the world. And do you see an opportunity, and are you thinking through how to move the religious tourist in addition to the religious part in other activities, and do you see an opportunity there?
Yeah, definitely. What's one of the pillars of Vision 2030 is kind of essentially Umrah Plus, is what it's called.
Right, yeah.
What we're seeing is a lot of people are coming to Saudi Arabia. Previously, when they came for religious tourism, they would have stopped, they still do, stop in Dubai, stop in Istanbul, stop in one of the connecting countries, and spend a few days there. That's still going to happen, and that's okay, and that's great for the region. If a portion of them can also spend 1 or 2 days with the experiences that are being built. Tracy was here early on Red Sea. Right. We have interest from Al-Ula. So go to Mecca or Medina, then drive over to Al-Ula. Medina to Al-Ula is about 4.5, 5 hours. So Jeddah and then to the Red Sea. That kind of experience is unique. It's a fit for a certain segment, especially especially now the luxury, the Muslim traveler that's kind of on the higher end luxury segment. And that's very, very exciting for us. And I think those products are now coming online and are starting to see an interest, as well as the increased air connectivity. So with all the new airlines coming into Saudi, whether that's the low-cost carriers like Wizz Air, Flyadil, and Flynash are continuing to add connectivity. Riyadh Air, Saudi are continuing to add connectivity. Even Qatar and Emirates are adding more connectivity to Saudi. So that's going to create more opportunity for this add-on trip.
Do you think, and so we are, we live in the US, we hear the talk about GCC visa, and it looks like finally it may happen next year.
Yes.
Do you think there's enough demand for a cross, because you work in all these countries, is there enough of tourists that will do cross-country from your perspective? I
think we have to make it. There are interests now, but it has to be scalable. Right now, it's not not a clean experience.
Right.
Give you an example. If you go to Petra and then you want to go to Alula, it's not the same experience across. The border is still a mess. Maybe you have to get a different visa. Maybe you have to change drivers, and it's not a clean. If you can have the GCC visa handoff between UAE and Saudi, and then Saudi to Oman, there's a huge cultural differences, like tourism sites that can be built on one trip, especially if you're coming for 14 hours or 16 hours from New York.
Right.
You're going to come to Saudi, 3 days. Why not just spend an extra 2 days, or vice versa, Dubai and then Saudi, because it's already here. Rather than, that's what we see as an opportunity. It has to be creating a seamless experience. So the visa is the first step. But us, as the ecosystem, need to also ensure that seamlessness across the journey for the
Right, and that's
traveler.
why you own all these assets that cut across all these other parts. You work with companies like Lumi, which is your sister company that we just went public on the car rental side as well. This is a very easy call to action if you want to work with them. I'm going to ask, so Almosafer is also very tech-focused, obviously. It's an online OTA platform. If startups want to work with you, how should they think? Like, do you care about the startup ecosystem?
Yeah, I mean, we continue to support the ecosystem, whether by providing opportunities to sell their products or work with them. We were recently part of the Women in Tech part of the panel from UNWTO. We believe in the ecosystem. It's very important to build a right tech community in the region. We have all of our developers in Saudi, UAE, and Amman, so that we're in the region, building that community, and we participate in various tech conferences, sharing knowledge, holding meetups. We continue to do that and believe in that.
You were very early in the AI. You launched your chatbot in May. It was very early. Early lessons.
Yeah,
early thoughts.
Yeah, I think in general, we were always a focus on using innovative technology. We launched WhatsApp as a platform in 2020 in COVID. WhatsApp is now doing for us in a year 1 million chats. And AI, we've seen on the customer side, it's still early to say. We've seen some improvement in terms of understanding the intent better and helping them bring a better intent. But actually, we're using it a lot for things that are in the back office. So we have hotel reviews written by our customers, Saudi travelers or Emirati travelers. Before, it used to be a manual moderation process. Now we use AI, and we're doing almost real-time moderation. So some of those things are actually helping to improve the experience for the customer, but also on the back office side as well.
How can people contact you?
We're right here. No, I think we're always available. Our website is corporate.almosafer.com. We're very excited to work with the partners on building out the ecosystem in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and I'll say this because your team was the first company from this ecosystem to start working with us in 2018. Your teammate Tariq, I think, is here somewhere.
Tariq is here, yeah.
He was
Natalie and Tariq.
He was the first one that came to New York, met us in the office when we had an office, and I think we did the first ever report on the potential for the Saudi market together in like 2018 or something like that. So certainly very early. So thank you for all your support,
very much.
and hopefully see you soon as well.
Thank you. Thank you.